Oh, don't mind me. I'm just about to mainline the latest episode of The Mandalorian. It's almost like Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau heard me bitching about the stop-start momentum of the first 4 episodes, and then they said,
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
To which I replied,
That's what we've been waiting for!
This episode is the perfect example of what I mean when I say that The Mandalorian knows how to create a balanced narrative of action and information. They've done it before, they can clearly do it again. And by taking their most common plotline of Mando and the child must aid an ally against a local threat, they build further from that solid foundation into something more interesting and exciting overall. I'm too stoked, so let's just get into it. Chapter 13 starts off hot, lightsaber hot, with Ahsoka Tano whizzing through a crispy forest, mowing motherfuckers down. And just like that, I'm given the strong sense of wicked momentum I've been craving for Season 2 so far. It's reminiscent of the Rise of Skywalker's opening sequence, except this time it serves a narrative purpose other than fast-forwarding through an already mutilated end of the sequels. To me, this intro alone contains the most intimidating representation of what a Jedi can do. Sure, it isn't this grand, intricate lightsaber battle that ultimately ends with something that gets completely ignored 2 movies later, but it was this intense, calculated visualization of a Jedi using every skill she's learned to hunt some poor bastards Batman style. Mando and the child arrive to the planet, greeted by the Magistrate and her mercenary number 2, and are offered a spear of pure Beskar to go and kill Ahsoka, unknowingly realizing they're pointing him in the direction of the reason he came to the planet in the first place. Mando gets ambushed by Ahsoka, and this is where I learned that Beskar armor can block lightsabers? Holy shit, that's fucking cool! I was just assuming that they were impervious to, like, regular blasters and melee weapons, but lightsabers too? It's so badass, I fucking want some. From here we learn Baby Yoda's real name, Grogu, which I honestly have no problem with. I think it fits the kid. And I'm just glad they didn't make it another splintered off variation of Yoda like Yaddle. Through a Force conversation, we learned that Grogu was being trained at the Jedi Temple in Coruscant by many masters in the arts of the Force. I gotta keep reminding myself this kid's 50. And at some point before Order 66, I guess, was executed, someone took him from the temple and hit him. Ahsoka tells us that Grogu is filled with fear after decades of evading the Empire, and has learned to suppress his Force abilities to disguise himself, except for when he wants tasty space macaroons. But I don't blame him. Those things are $50 for fuck's sake. After a quick Force test, Mando is the proudest mom in the galaxy, and we learn that his bond with Grogu is deeper than we expected. Ahsoka says she can't train Grogu because she knows that this type of attachment is dangerous.
I've seen what such feelings can do to a fully trained Jedi Knight. To the best of us, I will not start this child down that path.
Mando offers to help her take out the Magistrate in return for the training, and they do just that. In no time at all, they take out the guards, and we're left with Mando squaring off with the mercenary, and Ahsoka with the Magistrate. And what we get here is perfection. On the outside of the wall, we have an Old West duel. On the inside of the wall, we have a samurai showdown. I couldn't ask for more perfect examples of traditional cinematic conventions infused with science fiction. The silence and long pauses between bursts of sword and spear clashes are so reminiscent of old school samurai films. Akira Kurosawa type shit. And Mando's stare down with the cocky mercenary is ripped directly from Sergio Leone's spaghetti western tool belt. Fuck me up, it's so good! And after all that awesomeness, we find out that Ahsoka is looking for Thrawn, which is like,
Okay.
maybe in a spin-off series we'll find out more about that. But until then, get the fuck out of here, because we're about to watch Mando thinking he's going to give Grogu over to Ahsoka. And then Ahsoka tells Mando that she's not going to train him still, but she knows where his next step might be, sending them to this planet with an ancient Jedi temple. There, Grogu will choose his path and either open himself up to the Force, calling out to any Jedi near, or fall victim to his survivalist fear and suppress his own powers further. Overall, this episode might be in my top 3 or even top 2 of the show so far. Its cinematic themes running through the Old West and old samurai films with the boost of more an in-depth look into the Star Wars lore kind of revitalized my excitement for the last 3 episodes of this season. And while I still hold reservations that I want the show to be distant from the traditional Skywalker saga, I'm not minding seeing these characters. It's interesting to meet characters that other people have known for so long and see how they factor into the story. So, what did you think of Chapter 13, The Jedi? What are you looking forward to most? How do you think Thrawn and other characters from Rebels will factor into the show? I know that this season has expanded its view of the Star Wars world significantly compared to season 1. Comment below and I'll see you guys next time.